And then the DSC and it's a Saba court. I have a catcher court and it's a and I know or share say young court na young fire clients and all and country and I be cooking me and San Fanembra on the 19th of September no. And Yama Pupro SCC and no one maybe he has a Saba court in Tem. And here the tone and him, this is a client and a health. Deteriorative and no information to that. And see your catch my lord on my home coin na yansanka case no and on my home coin. And see some movie bail application no I so I catch because of clients and no health and then see best no na on my mind and then yeah bisa yes. And for now, the total in our part of and grantee bill.
What is the challenge with your client about Napomodion Seba?
Currently, as I speak, he's on special diet and blood pressure. And the last time now you're back court on Ukraine, it was also another issue and a higher drain into the blood pressure and the special item. And when you can come, am I able to my order? Okay, so free.
And then she say, Dabe and Obesa Abba a court to be.
Is expected to appear on the 7th of October 2025.
Now, bill condition what memity?
Yes, currently, I get one security 50,000 Ghana cedis, no justification. And you will have to execute your clients.
Okay, so more specifically.
Circuit court, nine, maybe a case now, 1 year.
Okay, so be a dear dance, yes, Ubanyasa. A year no manner court can what you may about Bontiende.
Yes, I mean, court and bail with one surety with no justification there, and one with a court and within a year. And no, there shouldn't be a problem.
But he's in a good condition, stable a bit.
Oh, and I make from the last time I'm attending cannot any, but I'm hoping, sir, they may be trying to not the condition here, a bonfire. Me hold on another condition here, but the last time I'm maintaining cannot any condition
Lawyer Daniel Mate Ado, Mamen Nasi, we say what many a dinkita home na Oko here say about Hobiema, Yabajibre na Yasaba. Thank you so much. So, of course, we are back on this matter. Yeah. And Mejidi said, as we were counting down, especially with some of our judges, or the two judge before the laws, waiting away, and all those things. Yeah. And we've gotten to this point. It's interesting that when we get to those places, a hinter. The question becomes that, baby, okay for us to be there, and I say in terms of that brief moment, what's going on?
Man, to be honest, that minya brewery day judge no ruling no ekakrano. Saving who can kakra ne makakra bi kro attributions bi oye bi about we dey ko share Mugabe say na enim esa. Yeah. And say Mugabe na ka esa but me fan say nefa so. Me person blame me judge me brain. What I want to believe in is say oye ni also oye. And I want to believe say oye with clear conscience. Yes, esnobia ne adwenchira watchiro even mate the junior brother of Alasan Sweeney, the lawyer. Ya wati biama judge ne say how far so the ruling no e buy no entwe and that enye ruling ni pese but ni basis for the entire ni nyina so ntia na office at that time ontimi emma Abronye bill no entwe I want to believe say osun be free mo, and I also want to rule out any perceptions maybe he's trying to do something to catch the eyes of the president. Because say so can't honor a year like say bit me promote to a high court no
or promotion.
Yes. I don't want to believe say a be and also accounting and maybe he's doing something to also catch the attention of the president, because certainly sometimes you do some pen so say any bit me mass promotion the president. You ask yourself, say, okay, what else can also do to also catch the attention? In America, when person major say, and no count to be a major, no, age stance na okitano. But come to the substantive. Omam said, Nina, tell Memu Akasa some way, Kasenchi, a 10-year ekoso ewo ye media space. But it looks as if say, when Amanyofono a be opposition there, and you may be okay for them. When they come to power there, they find fault. That is where to be a massive shimmy edema or mine. If the only time we ever find it okay with state institutions is when you were powered. If the only time we find it fault with state institutions is when we are in opposition there, then we are not building a nation. We are building a political party. Yes, sir. Because on my name be a course so nisabi kasentwini atene be a course wo ye mem no man te da se NDC mpanfo bi gina bonten e condemn. But we are okay saying say we can't continue like this.
But that is the truth.
Oh my,
but that is the
man
truth.
tell baby that say abrana MPP wo power. Now what this should be and someone and some fata.
But the credit say
condemn me.
The credit say
but in opposition, MPP is condemning. Are we building a nation or we are building political party? It can never be true when it goes in our favor. What is Ghana's position? And come on, Ghana. And your NDC and your MPP, Ghana Gina Payne, and they say was sound comma, ye demo and say.
You can't take away the politics, sir. Bribiada, ye de for it, sir. Adia ye national in character. Into the reason why ye because so maybe for lack of a better word, yakoso ada na ya junimuno. I say ye build the Ghana that we want. Name we are building individuals and party to be stronger even than the laws of the land.
Yeah.
Because ye nyam faso free sa mreyoni sintonum. Debia that the examples that I gave here.
Okay.
You see a quantia ghost names.
Yeah.
It yani enfri dikurano from 1992.
Sure.
Eba bejina sa ewe ya kase. Ekwa ye quantia nipa wona jisika free aban ho a yenhu adwuma o maye no madane saman
so what tiase so won tiase
so biribi ada no
yetua muka
and sisaye so hwe graph no na hwe percentage na
yeah.
We say almost every finance minister oji breba o man no one of the key challenges as present as this finance minister no crowd will go beyond just all that directives but all instructing heads of various institutions there every month payment biano the HR in collaboration with their various departmental heads you need to ensure say head count for that verification. But the sad aspect is that we are a compromised country and nation. Very compromised because very compromised because now the number of percentage of people thinking the Ghana factor it will be difficult to say ever try even the average mark.
Yeah. Simply
because all that we know as a country is making money.
Things that favor us.
All that we know as a country is we are not principled.
Yeah.
All that we know as a country is kasa o man for no ahoya enibre yempe dwumaden yepe partisanship ehuni mfaso afi ye nyoma esay ne bokuru but because of where we stand today it's difficult. Inti Ghana chichire na nkasa no unless we get that orientation, unless we get that mindset na say party the progress continues to be a challenge. The difficulty is that yenti asiyese MPP ebetwem NDC ebetwem a clear case here is our fight against illegal mining. It's a funny country. It's taking us for God knows the number of years.
Why do you think Ghana can overcome galamsey when a fin yentimi crane to fiance. I am not told me I'm a Jew, I'm in Tiasia. I did it to me to near catch them, say me overcome a galamsey when a fin crane to be to us.
So the point is that in as much as Accra Business Center, if you sumo La Paz, if you sumo, and no crown are so close to us, we are unable to take it off.
Let me tell you,
they walk quietly.
You prefer yet them way they could gata away you fear him.
In fact, the money who is
and in fact, and for me, and no, second muma you. If you are yeno, yen finish second my you. How much more obi or no, you want to know a year illegal, a year financial advantage to him. Una sika kura nim fam akwa so ntimi nyaye ye suni ya ban o man ye su ene ya ban da bia no because asem we ese eko a ye kode tia galamsey no wan na asode tia sa akon no.
Well, it's becoming
mia hudu ye sa galamsey ni pasen woni da ho se obekode tia galamsey.
It's becoming extremely scary. And I no pay on Jason Sebiedi nkomo bi na Takwa market.
Yeah.
When we say you're too formal good na akopiema, and for you be beba and you'll be amazed. And your man, yeah, and that's why I make us say, and the many rastos didn't come on. I don't know how we can get over this because I go see, so share the rastos come.
Yeah.
Now share on my money nano, ya okay car, ya de quotia a former good year tour, into the one kwanswa.
Yeah.
Clearly, it means that our effort is nothing to write home about.
Yeah, effort to be.
And the rest of the summer metia say, and that one now or told me I believe so that
okay.
The number of people are A2 former good year and Kwanso and ne or Ghana.
Yeah.
A reasonable percentage of them, in fact, 99% of them.
Yeah.
A dom the National Democratic Congress and this. And then the worrying aspect, say tax force near the TC a mountain no. Utie narrative of the bar no pay. IGP tax force no.
Yeah.
Was the only tax force net me a penetrate a seize a stopper a former good year to into one kwanso. This tax force no has been recalled. Now other ones never by the kwasi kono jina kwantia tax force in Jomaba. So I don't know how. After all the projections are Dr. Ford Yamaye, a Dr. Ford Chrey, Adia Hodo, Yensu Hodo, Yenuane, Nyoma Bibri contaminated as a result of that illegality air practice, and name Ghana Water for Dimutinti mine, one about back at the country as a country, as a nation, Oman Kasa as a party, Oman Kasa as an individual, say as Oman Mooning in Ano, say Yan Kikaya Hunayan sorry Waka. The danger ahead of us in the next 4-5 years. 6, 7, 9. It's just a Ghana. Ye bekra ensure every a year amanone. And this kokobono, nyane na eshas yo.
Yeah.
It is the no. This kokobono, enye ene ana eshas. Bengazi sa Takwa market. The didi media ma amana donko. Yes, ema amemu didja ewo honom no. Just let us have it. So oti we nyina. Now she nananoma hokeka. Osha central for hokeka. Osha omamu for na hokeka. Osha abaimu mpanyimfo hokeka.
Yeah.
Then you are asking yourself, say, we are a few minutes away to destroy all of us. But your approach to solving that illegality continues to be. So this is Takwa market.
Yeah.
So what I say. And this is what galamsey has done to the market.
And you galamsey mkwa. Send you say can feel one sem. And this is what galamsey is exposing us to. She a thing ye one market where you gata ye da hono no. And you gata edidie no. Edidie mu.
Galamsey no one edidie mu.
And ya wapa and ya tungura.
So that is it. So that is it.
Oh man, to be honest, me say me tise obi ka say ye declare state of emergency. I don't say.
I didn't hear because that now is one of the options that we need to critically look at.
It cannot be an option. Declaration of a state of emergency cannot be an option to fight galamsey. One.
Can you imagine?
Me see a krumha on my way mu. Ya bra small scale mining. Ye ni padudo na free say e mududu na galamsey fo. Emfi hia mienu. ya to sojafoɔ ya to policefoɔ egu kwae brentom yensuo so ɛfa so bɛ na ba so declaring of state of emergency no wam na be kwakɔ declare wam na bɛbɔ saa ba nya sojafoɔ na policefoɔ koro yɛ o man na president mama e bisa say that should be our last resort. Yemi says a dear near man ever pay me yentimi enye. Ne yentimi nya say President Mahama betimi ahwe ne nua end this name makata say wo ye galamsey mecho. That's the only thing. Say President Mahama enko ye sabio ketaso mu aso ko ka say NDC pani bi na ye. Na say so e pani party pani bi kana so nye ye. Ma ka me sa shem w fadwo. That is the only thing yo my yentimi nya ye.
But the president you know very well say enya de obekoto to this. The president will not subscribe to any NDC near or practice an illegality when it comes to mining and all other facets of our life. Because we have a responsibility as citizens of this country
and
party executives.
And now the president could for the time calling bluff of say we can't declare state of emergency to win galamsey. Nankophobia dwen as say bia kwasinsia edom akufado etobo akufado chi. And me say me gina pain. It's not because President Mama is in power. Medical be see state of emergency for my eya soldier for near police for kwa na beko. They are the same people who compromise omo. If you are soldier for near police for na compromise omo a you are winning the fight against galamsey. You can't also blame them squarely. But
the point is, just like Erastus Sekano, or say, when the power was given to IGP and his team, their performance was above excellence. When they were recalled, after the agency,
one measures performance. No?
Oh, but on a year, Jumano, only on a year, Jumano, Miamia who do a muko, until I make us a making camera. Just let me go through here. So that I will say, Adia American or Sana. It's very worrying. Or say galamsey update. Last week, I warned that illegal miners are going back to areas where the IGP's men cleared off galamsey, which means that the IGP's men they've made inroads. As we speak, these forest reserves have been retaken. Yasafebim, Achuma Imponua district, Ashanti region, Offin Shelter Belt, Anya Fetu section, armed illegal, and the point is, armed illegal miners have been there for more than 2 weeks with excavators led by one gentleman by name Ishmael. Offin Shelter Belt, Apemkro section, Tano Offin Forest Reserve, Chechire section, armed illegal miners led by one Emmanuel have taken over for days now. In fact, Erastus admitted, sir, the president even in his press media,
the president.
Or no, Ojitumu say it has come to his attention.
Okay.
Say mia ho do bebre wonma. Omakoye juma ni pasa tiesi echire.
Okay.
Ekoye se juma no. You know, and there's this coalition one also calling for a state of emergency because of what really is happening. Etakwasi Sauka say enya dia state of emergency declare state of emergency now. Coalition against galamsey to government. So the coalition against illegal mining has renewed its demand for the government to declare a state of emergency in areas affected by galamsey across the country. According to the group, illegal mining has become a grave threat to livelihoods, public health, and national security, requiring urgent intervention. Addressing a press conference in Accra, that's today, September 15, the convener of the coalition, Dr. Engineer Kenneth Achigbe, urged the government to act decisively. And I quote, "We are therefore making the following demands of the government in response to the president's statement on deploying a state of emergency as a last resort. 1. By Article 31(9)(a) and (b), the circumstances under which a state of emergency may be declared include the current galamsey situation, in which the actions being taken by the environmental criminals are calculated to deprive large communities of potable water, which is an essential an essential thing in life." Okay, so Kwesi, look at omo issues omo reason.
Say, oh man, me say, ye banning small scale mining 2 years, 24 months, 720 days.
small scale
mining ye ni padodo na susu se emududo na ye galamsey fo enfa so be ne free so buy oman me say declaring state of emergency no now me make be enforce sa declaration.
What do we do?
Enya soja for no.
What do we do?
That's what I'm talking about. Say akayen eye the political will ene no kredi e bedidi amaye ho. Who said na man for say about 99% of galamseys and yeah atake front center stage you know ND secretary for. You say President Maham atnase de ne session in September fam. E ma ne kwese ne party chairman bi na eye. Ene won kan wasem. But the MPP chairman bi ko no be kan wasem dia. You forget it. The only thing you can no credit and the will and yet the will of intent and you are to am no my crowd to fight galamsey. No, that's not what Ghanaians want.
Me fight galamsey
and you am look at her I know for kaka say you can't pay you are. It should just be done. It must be seen or see who say ampa. And I know Attorney General track at the comma Yoko said Joseph Yamini Abanga galamsey ne kosi say what you want say
Yamina Chechi
Yabenya Yamia Chechi wasem one track at ma Yami Attorney General track at the Mayoko. After that, how many briefings Attorney General has I? On your best 2 and 3. One more update.
So be sure when you saw the
na be catch am say yes am fa soja phone ko gu kwa ebrentum yen fa police phone ko yen ko bo mo ka na san ko ye ayi square zero fa so be na wo so when the president nya na so betime to one amon wa enye ka na ye bo man no.
But how do you blame the president? That's the problem.
O man me say enam no koto na se litire na se enam ni nya say. That's the reason to friend the commander in chief of the Ghana Armed Forces and honorable Sam George Ekaye. He said, if Nanado Dan Kwakufado wants to end galamsey, he can do that in 1 week. Because he's the commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces. Someone benefit no credit at soldier for no. O beti no credit at police for no. Ya no mko kwa anymore. O beti no crash on mine. Na ni de soldier for kuku kwa ebrentum. E kwa excavators. Wo tu wotu na so be na excavator no mache no. SS kwa efu from eye adwuma. Na ke soldier no kwa onyi sika. Okay, so you know what sika. No crane ho. No crane ho. Me be say nanu Attorney General kata na kokon say. Ana yoko nya ho hwe. Ana yoko tibi to one more. And I was saka krata no.
So break see say page you see the kind of damage we are doing to ourselves as a country and as a people. This illegal mining conversation. I tell you, akugudros kra young men so asenya na one can wasem say nya ne enya china. I can't believe what is happening in this country again. Honestly, I don't know because it is not the matter of the president again. It's a matter of that collective responsibility from day one. We have advocated for say not a single individual can on his own because we are commander in chief. When the people you have entrusted say, one name to anamo be on your behalf. And soon ensanji anamunturo mutuno engine dintiasia. It becomes difficult for us to fight. The people that Ghana mandated some 2-3 years back to stand in our stead and ensure they ended up being part of that illegality. So the issues vary and the interest levels are very high and a high risk area because free restaurants. So almost all the sites are all they are armed men there. Armed men there. And then I made this a gold board for a donation of Toyota Hilux. 5, is that correct?
Yeah.
50,
5 million cities we have okay. 9 months.
Okay, so and then I made it, that's the National Tax Force. No?
Yeah.
To the fight against the illegality. No? 5 pickups and then
5 million Ghana cities, if I'm correct.
So Omofanya Day.
On support to fight against illegal mining.
Okay, so well, these are all measures, but the point is that we
okay, oh my the entire soldier aban a announcement on repeat say amount 40 as soldier near by akasa ne de onkasa biem no peso yen obeye
So Jenia Banka said
that is it. And the military rule, you repeat announcement. And it also say if you didn't know kong you be jai pay attention. Because the men phone our dream probably say so that bind the what can it ye when 1 number 1 what one about you free be at.
But have we helped ourselves as a country in Sema Yakikaki?
Have they helped themselves?
Yeah.
A nation is cut by vision. A man for the baby, what was the vision of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama in the fight against galamsey? Ghana for in 2024 over 50% endorsing say only taking up the nation. That vision and Ghana for DHD. And yet the vision of NDPC, and yet the vision of Ghana, the vision of John Mahama. So when it comes to galamsey, what was the vision of John Mahama? Tell me this a man for Casa by the buy and chair 8 months of Edako. O man unim die lunch media coalition against galamsey. March 2017. Naku for the 3 months. Naku for the 3 months. Be true baby na sentence for your kana enti anafa abambu yabem. Enti do baby na man for ka say ade sentence for da ase dwuma bai ma jai because ya kan penfo nyanya we se betie. Na ne ye wa mammu mu enya penfo ma die ni mu no ekitafo no. Wona te se anti ya aba na esu ye de yenya binum ti esukom be die am ye wu no ye ne support sam penfo yi enti o man na wu. When you have a nation, yeah, maburu na dream point nyina say NDC MPP, we are doomed. Ghana Water for can yeah, more 280%. They must shut down a lot of their plant. Yeah, we make come see Germany for the some of poison munsu. Here they yen and ye dear. Maybe we are not there yet. That is why we are not feeling the pinch. It's more bad time be and a bad active be a galamsey.
Do you know what is strange? You be regional minister or call Accra a business center come with fear who drove. Yeah, I drove this Sunday. Oh, Charlie, the same old thing. This Sunday, they say nothing has changed. La Paz. Business center honum AMA area honum ne sa main sa honum nothing has changed. Bibi ni wasasa. Bibi I don't know the kind of insha you go to but Bibi efin ekwa kwete Bibi ni after the minister was round checking and the sanitation day all the noise around it Bibi ni obi. The problem is efin krana fe na ye ne more.
That is it.
I don't know what the prescription can be this time.
Leadership is breaking down. Oh man, everything under the sun is leadership. Because the rest are effects.
But we have set standards. This is a country that does not acknowledge standards are important. So if you look at how the country is operating now, in terms of our politicians, in terms of journalists, in terms of business society, and standards are the challenge.
It's because mudu na face a Ghana nye. That is obinya kwenye no beso mo man na ofu man sika se brato. Na dwem po nyina so man nye ti man fa me de ntemu a de bi kombe de me. But obi a wo gidi o edan ya wo sim no. O ma wo mpro nkonkobo roofing, one foundation enyina yi a. Ye mudu do na adwen se Ghana bet ebe protect yapasam. If nipa bi kro wa adwen po se Ghana ebe ton. Nipa bi wa adwen po se Ghana ye ko ya ye beton. Tim se nipa dodo bi nya akwanya se ye be di o man yanim abesom o man na ne ebe tibu first and because enyo no nko a. So do fie na so onya bibia nko fie go say eja wo de wa say yo. Position adwo mama di ma pa na wonya hwe amfa ma fie.
Akosi just a minute ma menkwa homana so na Michael Kojo Pepra, National President, Concerned Small Scale Miners Association. mene ne ntwetwe nkomo Mike akwaba na yedase for your time bibia yeboko
bro many
na patcho fe me mahene kobna sante
over
well na modwuma mso etisen nyoma ekokama
oh many kaka I'm very bibia kama
any challenge
oh not really a challenge but yeah any government intervention or the other on the best way be small scale mining no a bit me aye ni because yen to me make say mebunu a mo pe edwuma ye ana sector afa over 1 million youth so omo epe edwuma ye no beka say sebe omudwuma no be so omo ye no yem pini momo ye but even say be pina momo ye mpo a tenye insuning say e betumi abo ho ban no that is paramount in a sense in a quest to get your daily bread, you know. It doesn't want to acquire any issue, no, everything. I think that buying any more they go up with the inauguration of the blue water that any cooperative mining, so with Abama or more or Munkuto or Munkata. I think that these are things that everybody buy about. Secondly, no. With the destruction of Yensu, the small scale miners for crown high. And to me, no, because a tax force in the various communities are beboa. Now, especially Oma, you know, as an association, it me aboa by na it me aboa na with the help of the water gas in various securities. It me aboa my Yensu no so no any ayakama.
I see. But one of the issues Ghana for the shini binyane say mo muama ekwa aban bia peso okotia efoba gudia entu no ne kwan so no enwie peyo mo de nyoma miensa ane tata aban didikan aban so regulate the front pe na modwuma no mo atosi modwuma ya tosi no mo ahase hunu no ye nto abama mo de etoso biem so no mo ankasa no so mo nkofo ni binim no mo ye armed juma mo di no so bi di agora obeku no de toso miensa so de bia da mo se bread and butter enti abaning provide any alternative na sebe mo fo no nkopem da na mo so juma mo ye so these are the three major challenges bribia da aban se obawura mo sheni ma because the maba under the cover of small scale mining by a say a lot of illegality is being practiced by Mwankasa Matiko Samoye a small scale miners. Ojin is saying
I think the first one okay say I buy me best order in Sakaya a cafe between say I buy me yes na cafe between it means we have every right say beka say between when sa I buy na ba so Yemfa Yenjuma and war Yedibanaba for all forms of small scale mining. Na Meno Beka says, well, small scale miners for Becas of Montana fee. Na Ancophobia or mere politicians at the China for Beco forest reserve. Aquaco Yejuma. Na ye a bit nothing. Saba any day, waiting a bit too. Secondly, to say a forest reserves are a Ghana. And Ababi. And other the previous abino. Ejina beka various forest reserves the man kofoso muntu no more politicians. They were not real miners, but they were using Chinese to mine with impunity. Abronye na small scale miners media forum boy support. This way abine at the end of the day. Say Ghana ni be ejuma. Now because obejina no aduane na China ni ebe ejuma. Yeah, betu. It also means that Abami by all the community mining by that community mining. Instead, say, community mining be community no. Later, we launched the community mining for politicians.
Make me bobo reading every month dia fan wa be MP. But that is not the matter or the bone of contention.
It should be. Hold on. They be there by say you bet him a bow we be the base any atono I am chance and echo. Now where we are now, because maybe about should be with more questions. Where we are now, wouldn't any politically exposed person or that illegality now? You are in the business.
Listen,
you need to tell us.
They have called to beg and they have called to apologize. As a brother, I have assured them.
So in effect, so
let's not twist the question. Let me go ahead with my
calm down. Baby, calm down. Some of the challenges that we have. Obia onye na dwene say mehunu so obi di bone kura na wafra pamicho at the expense of the bigger picture, it ends the matter. Sani e moya brother, then I shouldn't be asking you questions.
Okay, let my member back with na yenko obi ti sa mufa jantoa no kope MP or kope chairmanship or bantuma ye launch a community mining edman e krubia ebe mankanso kronu kontomrem say adwuma na course ni nyina. It was Chinese who were engaging in that illegal act, and it's a fact. You can go and check what I say. So it's not like the can but sometimes we are thinking about the way forward. That is why now we have resorted in not mentioning names,
but we have
notwithstanding their maker.
We have to.
Yes, notwithstanding the matter. The reason why I'm not a do baby are not small scale miners for a very defensive, we realize the previous government, in a quest to fight galamsey, he wanted to transfer wealth from miners to politicians. That is why over here a lot of people in their government were given concessions, and that concessions were in the forest reserves. Say abaya uche or in the past 8 years. I don't think say abaya wabe everyone is football because the problem or the challenge would have been solved head on. But unfortunately, now the problem has compounded. I now say abaya for flower and on moment this bonnet a bono. Osaka say a lot of mega.
Patrometonko.
Yeah, Osaka say. I think you asked me 3 questions.
No, correct. Let me say,
and a bread and butter. Yes, in a sense, if we are per se, after elections, but unfortunately, small scale mining, and our mining is part of the culture. The problem, no otuni sustainable way of mining and in the end, because the fact is a commodity obino doesn't mean say you should mine and destroy our water or our forest reserve. The word we want to mention is sustainable mining practices. And when I say the yes, I say at least between so creating an employment in the mining sector. Because small scale mining, now exporting of goods. First, large scale miners. Exporting a lot of goods. By that, small scale mining exporting enough good that Ghana.
Okay, so
at least they make sure people can mine and mine in a sustainable way.
Okay, so area prepare call that area. But what on the ticket of the NDC pay?
Hello?
What on the ticket of the NDC pay?
Medina on the ticket of
the NDC as a parliamentary candidate pay.
Yes, my Medina pay. But I'm a minor and my people voted for me as a president.
I have asked a very simple question. Let me person who say what on the ticket of the NDC as a parliamentary candidate before.
But I'm a minor.
I am seeing that you are. I'm seeing that you are the national president, so that one I can't contest it. But
yes,
I'm asking.
I have.
That's
let's
all.
move on.
That's all. And then I'm pessimistic.
Because what would you? And I know what about now to about.
I don't think we are going.
So
to
you have
those,
your interest. No,
I don't think we are going to those details. I'm asking you a very harmless question.
But also answer me.
Wadarma, what or NDC? I take a super. Are you worried with the question?
I am not.
So let's move on, just like you've said. Let's move on. Wadarma, the okay. You heard the Erastus so they able to the social media page wa. A boy braka Erastus only did Juma only didn't come on.
Many Erastus didn't come on when there are issues. Say share ideas.
Okay, so he raises critical issues about the performance of the IGP's task force on ACO. Na ene baby omobo omhodin di djuma nyina no ya sa tiesima ye di sa djuma na ye bo ho ban no. Has it come to your attention? And I mean really some of the areas they been show.
Yeah. Erastus are what kind of me. Only Ghana is here as we speak. I don't know.
What I remember you.
And about me have boy buying and trying to but at least ascertain whether the Okano say any question, but what I would entreat him in say so no information there, and she give it to the security agencies. Sending security agencies who act on. Now so because will be a galamsey and will be a mining in any various forest reserve. Now the betuja. Now by the time my security for no one information no more.
In fact, before he does that, he said he's prompted and the minister is aware, all relevant bodies are aware. Now I share any man among Tubiama for almost 2 weeks, and then the money be now so I'm on my money in say in the ecoso.
I mean, I think that he asked us somehow okay. It's about transferring of information and I'm a boy. So about minister man, yes, on board minister man. On one Mukana, who can have money Ghana.
Oh, now where the
Germany.
Now,
Let me talk, Mr.
Those details are irrelevant to the
no, listen, but it is not relevant to you. It is relevant to
the in Germany no one. It stops the issues that he has raised now.
So just to ascertain whether the Oka say any question and what you have to and also I accuse or the information I will be the person is not acting. Meanwhile, Nipa now will rely on the information on the Ghana.
But the good thing is that this morning the PRO of the ministry admitted to that. Said Ampa, his minister is aware of those situations.
Okay.
Only Erastus
so the fact is the officer you soon at a yardstick.
And not just a yardstick. He is an authority, not just a yardstick. You're mindful.
Okay, Mate. So the yardstick now officer you know. The person in question from Ghana. Uchi, only Kroma. And I work to Bishop Forest Reserve.
It is a two coin as the president of the small scale miners. Now what Germany. Now Ebusa question what Germany say because who are contributing your
no, you're not getting me. No, the drift I mean person made the agree come say. Yeah, person you protect your forest reserve.
Very correct.
Yeah, making sure say unity
that's correct.
So now the information. Now you want us to act because maybe say me kono be here you maybe I tried to limit me police station. I could report money panel. Say a money needy. Indirectly no babua. Recently, Yako baby and uncle Bobby war in Siono Toa. Now almost say in you. It could be a friend in Tobroso. I was passing and Moose and Kofobi day. So more time finding the Siono almost saying. Quickly, I mobilized the community and we alerted the police commander in that area. My family to Jao. Send me call a police commander and say, oh, mommy men. And for that matter, no, he doesn't care. I could have taken him on or reported him to the needed authorities. But because me your mama I wanted something to be done. Me look, I said these people have been arrested and they are facing prosecution. So just mere of you relaying information, you've not done anything. Indirectly, money panakrampona, bonena done also. Or you have an ulterior motive, say you create an impression, say government in your head. So this is where I'm a person in but let me tell you, under the previous government, your forest reserves, FAC, the highest degradation, which you yourself you confirm.
I think, sir, Michael Kwajopi, probably to have a conversation with what we can do because experts
no,
keep telling me about
that people would appreciate the fact.
When we say we want to do all the time, those references are. But if I am to ask you, say we have current ministers who said that 1 week is enough for this government to clear illegal mining. So let's not go there. Let's do. You are practicing the job. Unim ejumane so. Unim esintone hawa ewom. Unim the interference is sincere. Am ya bedu sam pempensuwe. So mom ya and Nissan common on that level. Now Debia Dano, you are referencing that Abronye 8 years or this Abronye 8 years. But Abronye musun call for, and we are ministers. They gave us their word. State of emergency was 1, 2 weeks to make sure illegal mining will be off, and all other madness. Do we say almost they have failed in their promise? But if you are practically, we've not gotten something right. We've not called people like you on board to tell us what we are supposed to do at every point in our fight of illegal mining. So what do we do? Because we cannot be comparing whilst we are suffering. 8, 9 months, we cannot wait. We need to see action. You are a key person when it comes to the business of gold. What do you think should be done? Should be the conversation now. Mira.
Okay, I think as a Noaka, what do we do as a country to make sure we correct the AC in the past 8 years? Into one case, what confirm me say the past 8 years, things became worse. Menuka say, you boy. Say the CC beginning, and then CC 8 years nature, at least I buy a waba, a bit me about home more day. I need to me correct the wrongs. But they made to me aka, and that's my contributive suggestion is let's not do the same thing we have done before and expect a different result.
Me and your mother na abai na office na yeno. Ni ehwesen sachira bi beba. Is that the case?
Yes.
Okay.
Abai o twemu eye nyoma bebre. With the acquisition of drones, with galamsey stop application, all these things using the military approach. Menoka say a state of emergency indirectly was declared when they were in power, but it failed woefully. When Omode banned the small scale mining for 2 years, that was the time Ghana be the leading producer of gold in Africa. And now Ubisa will say, time the ban and buy and mutia and mining. It was different than mining. Yes, still the military and the police were in action. In the CCA, make us say what I can boldly say is start approaching the issue that and go for na episode more pressure to make the same mistakes, And then I'm a person may check again buy agencies you shouldn't kowtow to the pressure that is coming. And mind you, one thing I want to say, Abronye the approach, is becoming like something and on the previous government in here. Look, what the police for Ako, so for police for Nqua, Tomako for excavator. Then the media will report, including Erastus, say, oh, we have gone to the forest reserve. Yakoya no yanchinipa, ebi wa ma chinipa ba ku menu bi ba ono nenye site una. Na the excavator is in an act. Yakofa excavator no. What be say say gold na excavator ni tu no. Ni nyina we. And after excavator no kwa de be ehu ana. These are what happened in the previous government. So we hear the same thing now. You end up going the same failure approach, you call it. It is if Abronye says, okay, in my own wisdom, I have seen some mistakes now previous Abronye. Sabi and Kosi baby and this time around maybe use a different approach, an alternative way to solve the problem. I think that is wisdom speaking.
Okay, but that alternative way, Anwar Darma, also you've experienced all manner of approaches before, just like you've raised. aban kofa tax force be by military police approach wo unti asemo no anyina so yesa aban ewiache na party for atwia for so community mind and how they operated it. If it was not satisfactory, all these things are by tracker. And they almost secretariat one only did you when you know you've observed the space and why identify say it has not been healthy for us as a country. The NTB follow heavily on you and say you are in that game, you are doing what is right, you are in that space, you've been there for long. Aban when so shall see two sa na mon tax force is in operation. Yamin a critical omo. Aban Nankasa president Nankasa because too many tax force. My regularity the front of the tax force. The fear of compromise. Eguso here Juma. The tracking system. Our previous administration started. You know. Aban we so about so. Still Aban see excavators man ma eguso ba neba. So what role can we all play at this point? I
think so. You know yes. Mining is part of our culture. And our problem, no, we shouldn't be seen as fighting the problem, but solving the problem. Because we can say, fight your problem now. Problem never fighting back. Because it falls on survivor. The woman in say, Obi peso ye juma. No, utumia koto excavator over $200,000. Na nipano licensing a problem man. I think say. Or say the mode of licensing in this country. We should decentralize the acquisition of license in this country. The moment that Uber license, and I mean, say Uber a bidding an Uber company videos will say way and a company in the end. But under small scale mining, the bureaucracy involved and ama galamsey and it what is it. Say, you see a crown, a buy now, Chemo, say, no, online. Miss me sector, no, 70% semi educated.
Yeah.
But you want to inquire online, no, on online, on TSA. After now, inquire side plan. Now, I be keen online. We are could trace online. So the acquisition of licenses is not encouraging. Aside the bureaucrats, we are online, we are, and some of us have a commission. A year cumbersome. You know, a best way Excellency John Dramani Maham said, we should decentralize the acquisition of licenses. The moment obey to me license in Ipano, you have a social agreement with that person. That person is no illegal mining again. Because who need it is so baby, no so be to amna. Indirectly, you key in the company will come. Nipani details in Beba, so you can hold that person responsible. Unlike Siana, Ubia Epelance is only Obia Yadiope. So you need database of Obia need your way. So if you're able to do that, I think say the boy. Secondly,
okay.
Small scale mining is enshrined in the law. Yeah, well, baby or ha. Obekono na is large scale mining companies. Abeji. There are places Obekono. Company na waji large scale no. Ono onye juma. Obeko ebia Canada and stock exchange wo baby. That's our company in the atu Eddie trading. Meanwhile, the people in those community wants to mine. It is any panel, man in Krata, no, to me, Koshe, Juma. Oh, we don't cut us what the Beko. Or better send your money in Nadia. And a lot of Uncrofwa, yeah, their licenses are more, yeah, they're more large scale mining. The minister, as a matter of agency, should call these companies. Munye production or magic prospecting at the honor. Then you review. Companies in because they are another contributing factor of galamsey. Waji 150 kilometers square at the hot or no anya na so obeya mining and also okwaji mining is so and waji prospecting no renew sa and na mebu no super so muye adwuma no munya alliances na it mean your database na to obi di bone a wetimi ahodi kwame na kofi and ono na agi ye you know prospecting no they are trading in their countries and omo edit trading as omo de to damage na emebu no so entiminya license in yejuma. It is as a matter of agency, the minister should review all the large scale companies on Kuta prospective. Ghana hankwane me hunte nipa baako. Etimi sisa companies and also to me register companies every. I know nipa baako under the previous government ononkwa concession de Kuta no ebru 20. Kilometer square, least kilometer square. Sebe ka nipa no 75 kilometer square. So nipa ba ko pe o. Sa nyoma we nyina de ama no. Meanwhile, people want license to mine. So a lot of actions and I say I increase this galamsey problem. Meaning everybody is against Nipa or what forest with it. Nipa say all things you mambo. But what we can as well do is say Obi oha o papa okache say ye way ye ABC dia. Okay. So why don't we bring these people into cooperative? Now, yent more some kind of licensing. Mining engineers so that they can mine in a sustainable way. Without the gold, we cannot survive. As a continent, as a country.
Without the gold?
Yes, we cannot survive. And without mining, there wouldn't be an existence of human. And we should understand that mining comes with destruction. But mining in a sustainable way, no. And the union also Abronye. Ekoso. The one menu kasi, for menu kasi, is because of mining and dam yetini kasao. If it wasn't for mining and phone crano, we cannot be even communicating. So mining as an existence human being, it is part of it. But the end a point be mufaso ye. And also this year no, yedi a hold in no, ekoso. Se nipano, se cooperative mining also a register no. Now otumiye de juma no ye. No, all mining responsibly. That is where we should channel our energy for. One, we have created employment. Two, community-based economy. No, yet we are improving. I don't think I am say, Accra. What do I say? Stop galamsey. Now for a demonstration. But have you asked yourself, say, the various communities now, you see, make create the various communities now. Yes, so moons you are saying now, you be claims you are more. I didn't think that these various communities in any demonstration. Why did you want to add it? You did be at your demonstration and for a red, no more de. But Nipa now, your demonstration, man, on Kasai. So it means but
even as we are talking, fix the country for, say, or no, at the demonstration, will you be part of that?
So, let me just finish up with what I'm saying. Here in our mind, when we share ideas collectively, that should be a near far about then we move forward. Obi wa manso takwa Christia asarene so owo konongo obi wa sapega tili yonyo ono yesi ni nsi o say make ekuno pato wuti ne nsa say sa nipa ne ma out emeye demonstration wakana no